Colonel, what are the Saudis and the Qataris and the Emirates? What do they really think about this entire situation? Because Iran has been a threat for them for decades, and at the same time, they're also invested in the Muslim populations in Gaza. And so when they watch all of this happening, where do their allegiances reside? They obviously the Houthis always give them a hard time. Ultimately, what do you think they want in that region?
Well, remember, all of these places that you mentioned all have minority Shiite populations. That makes a difference. And whenever Iran has been active in the region, its preeminent focus has not been to destroy Israel, contrary to what the Israelis will tell you, or to fight us. It has been to protect and sustain the Shiite minorities. Hence Hezbollah. Remember, Hezbollah is really a creature of Israeli occupation. Nobody ever brings that up. Hamas, Mr. Netanyahu had a hand in creating Hamas as a counterbalance to the PLA authority. We could go on, but the point is, if you go to Saudi Arabia, if you go into the Emirates, you'll see Shiites. They are, without question, second-class citizens. In some cases worse, but generally second-class citizens, essentially in the same position as Russians in eastern Ukraine. And the Iranians have worked tirelessly to try and protect those people whenever they possibly could. I think they've had some success. When I was in Saudi Arabia in 1990 and 91, I had a Saudi senior officer joke that whenever they had artillery practice, they would periodically turn the guns in the direction of a Shiite settlement and lob rounds in there, and they would laugh over it. I'm not sure I'd want to live in a country like that, but that's what was going on in Saudi Arabia. I think that continues to be a permanent catalyst for conflict between Iran and its neighbors in the Persian Gulf. Now, what do the people in the Persian Gulf want? They don't want a war. Absolutely not. These people are the most unwarlike, resolutely non-martial human beings on the planet. And remember that these are all creatures of British imperialism. What were these people doing before the British Empire arrived? We all know the answer to that. It's not pleasant. So we have to come to terms with reality that these are creatures of Great Britain, creatures that emerged in the aftermath of the First World War. Families were picked, they took control, and they've enjoyed a wonderful status and a wonderful way of life because of all the money.
Investment Club. Today, I consider it the best investment that I've ever made. We get 4 projects presented a week by their associated CEOs. Personally, I'm completely blown away by the quality of these projects, and I know of nowhere else where I would be given this same opportunity. Each week that passes, I feel more appreciative of the fact that I'm a member of this group. The vibe was just tremendous. Everybody's on the same wavelength. We just clicked. Everybody listened to each other, enjoyed their company. It was just magical, magical. Take action. Don't take my word for it. Due diligence you need to do. And I really hope that someday down the road I see you in the club. It far exceeded expectations, without question.
That they've accumulated. The gold, much of it is sitting under the streets of London, as we know. So no, they don't want a war under any circumstances, and they will always, if they can, take the path of least resistance, because they know if they don't, they risk being invaded. There are plenty of people in the Saudi or Arabian Peninsula who are afraid of the Turks, especially a Turkish state that is roaring back into power after all these years of absence. And I think we're seeing a lot of that around the world. Turkey is a civilizational state. So is Iran. So is China. So is India. These places were all, to some extent, lagging behind the West for many, many centuries. That's changed. They're no longer lagging as they once were. And they are great powers in their own right regionally. And these are great people with a great history, great literature, great civilizations. And they are not going to be dissuaded from ultimately playing the role they think they should. So if you're sitting down in Riyadh, how long would it take the Turks to get to Riyadh and take over and run the place? A few days? So what are they going to do? Well, they're going to saddle up with whomever promises to keep them in power and protect them. Thus far, that was Great Britain, then it became the United States. And so our insistence is if you want us to cooperate with you and help you, you need to do business with Israel, because everything we do in the region is contingent on everyone's behavior toward and cooperation with Israel. That's what Iran is resisting. That's why Iran has to be destroyed, frankly.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.